Good evening, everyone. Dr. Zhivago here, and thank you again for visiting my YouTube channel. I really appreciate the likes, new subscribers, and comments. I want to just go ahead and say today I did not upload a video in the morning or in the afternoon. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, and happy birthday to her, and we really appreciate and love her. We took her out for lunch and PF Chang's, and it was really great. It was really hot, and it was Wednesday, August the 6th, and we went to this one restaurant, and just venting here, it opens at 1. Okay, and it was really hot day, and they just left the front doors open and no air conditioner whatsoever. Walked in, and it was simply too hot to even enjoy, and they they didn't serve us right away. We had to wait for warm Luke water and I asked for ice water, and that took a while, and no one came and served us, so we left. We went to PF Chang's, where it was amazingly cold, lots of great AC. You just have to, go where you're comfortable, and I get hot easily, so those kinds of things were just not cool for the birthday girl. So we had a blast. And for birthdays, they definitely celebrate, and they bring out these little fire, I don't know what they call them, but they're candles, and it has like a little fire of, gosh, it's just like a sparkle. But it was just really nice. And the lava cake at the end, it's not really a lava cake, I can't say, because it wasn't oozing with fudge, but it was very rich but not too sweet, so I recommend that dessert at the end. And so yeah, that was a great lunch, and we enjoyed ourselves, and birthday girl enjoyed herself. So happy birthday, mom, and we love you very much. So I'm using this little stand for my phone that attaches to my computer desk. It's kind of funny, but um, anything for sound, right? So, anyways, I wanted to bring up these forms, these wooden forms. Again, you can get them at IKEA, and I was showing on the screen, on my computer screen there, uh, the ways that you can move your form. It doesn't even have to be a form. You could just basically draw it out and on piece of paper. Um, you could, without having to purchase this, you could go on the World Wide Web and look up wooden forms and see how they're put together, and then draw it out on a piece of paper so that you could have a guide of how you're going to set up your vector graphic model. And the way I showed you on the last video, upload how to create geometrical shapes and change them from vectors to those simple shapes, combining each geometrical shape into that foot or that torso or that arm. So you see these pieces, they have to be separated because you have to move them in real life with your hands. It's like a model, your movements, and you're imposing them, and you're like the puppeteer, right? You are creating this object in a way that portrays the real human body in poses, but in stills. And then you can animate those things with wonderful, movie magic on any animation tool or software program that you use online. So the computer moves each segment, and like the good old days, with a piece of paper, and then they would draw it out, have a light box underneath, and then just flip it, and each piece of paper would have the movement. So basically, that's how they did it back in the Disney, 1920s on up until they figured out, oh, computer system. Um, there are proprietary animation software programs out there, and there are programs like that you could use as a beginner or a professional, Adobe. And we used those programs even back in the 80s. Yes, they existed. Adobe Illustrator existed in the 80s. It is quite remarkable, in the late 80s. Quite remarkable how we used it on floppy disks and CDs. If you don't know what that is, you're a Gen Z, look it up. But I just remember using floppy disks, yes, to utilize Adobe. Then it moved on to CDs. Yes, CDs. We had to pop it in, put a serial number in order to use it with the computer system. And we used Apples back then, but it wasn't like this. It was a tube, literally a tube. And yeah, um, I still have some of my old Apple computers. It's just nostalgic. I'm a hoarder. Yeah, I'm a tech hoarder. Okay, I don't care. Anyways, so in Adobe Illustrator, I showed you how, because this is a wooden structure, how to create an arm and then fuse them together so you don't have these joints. But it's nice to see these joints so that you can create that movement in Adobe Illustrator. And if you want, depending on the pose, like if the character is like, oh, I'm, something is falling on me. Ah, and that's why you want to have that pose and then fuse all of these parts together so it doesn't look like a puppet and it looks like a real scene from an anime or so storyboards. Yeah, so in order to make a story come true on an animated film, there are storyboards, and those are where the comics come into play. And we have graphic novels that become animated movies, and these animated movies become Oscar nominated winners. That's amazing. So just wanted to share that with you, and we'll get rolling with the on-screen tutorial. And I did show you a profile of running, so I wanted to focus more on the top part of the torso. Let's just say this part right here. And then in another video, I will focus on the face and how I come to do that. But I wanted to do, okay, let's just make something up right here, right now, like a pose like this, as simple as that, where you have the torso and I'm going to focus on the top part, doing that, just like, like one of those emojis. I don't know. All right, so let's get on the board and let's go creating.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it. There you go. All right, let's start recording.
Welcome back to my channel, and what I want to do is basically, let's see if I can I? Oh my goodness, it's going haywire. Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is the text tool, and if you haven't already, can you please visit www.drzhivago.us or www.drzhivagoglobal.com. And yeah, that would be great if you could do that. So basically, I wanted to share with you guys, uh, the, let me see if I can I make this bigger? I know it's small, but wow. Okay, so those are my websites. And again, I wanted to share with you in the description before this that I wanted to share with you the upper torso and how I create, a a position, a pose, kind of like an emoji, confused look, and how I can, zoom in on different aspects of the human body. So let's get rid of this. Um, for Adobe Illustrator, I wanted to make sure that I have all of the rulers, show all the rulers up here, and to go to view and show all the rulers so that you have the metric system here. And I want to also, when you go into Illustrator, you want to make the units inches. I like inches rather than pixels, points, picas, feet. I mean, those are definitely for architectural things, etc., etc. So I change it to inches so that we're looking at inches. And this is always here. This is like if you're looking at the corner of the paper, of a real piece of paper. This is 8.5 by 11. And this is what I use for my format because my printer is 8.5 by 11. Now, if I had a bigger printer that can print out bigger items, like, big format print, and I had one of those industrial printers that can print out big sheets of like wallpaper or, pattern pieces or architectural, you know, architectural printouts for the city or whatever. I would definitely expand this more, and I would go into my document setup and edit my artboard here. But I'm not going to do that. Preferences is also, what I was trying to show you in the beginning. You can even do preferences here or preferences on the Illustrator here. So there's two ways of doing that. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my guidelines so that I can share with you. Um, so this is for 5. That's 5. That's half of that. So we want to go, it's 11. So 5 and right there is the center. It's like 4 and 11.5. So that's 5 and a quarter. Okay. And then so we want to make that center, and then we also want to do the vertical line. So it's 8.5. So we're going right there at 4 and a. So this is 5 and then 4 and a quarter right there. Center. Okay. So now this is going to be, of course, my shoulder area. This is going to be the head area, so I'm going to also divide this right there. And I want to divide this, so I'm going to go right there. Is that all the way? Yeah, okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just that you know that it's halfway mark. Okay, so that's going to be, this is going to be my center of my head. So I'm going to take the circle, an oval or whatever, and it's black right now. So that's okay. It's black. All right. I look somewhat in the middle. Somewhat. Okay. So then I can increase it because we want to have some neck right here. So I'll go ahead and create that. And let's see, is it like messing up on me right now? Oh my gosh. Oh, here. It always does that. Okay, let's get the rectangle tool, and that's going to be a long neck. We don't want that, but we will adjust it a little bit later. Okay. Maybe we'll increase the head a tad more. So that's like that. Okay, so now this is the shoulder mark, depending on if it's a female, child, female, adult, and male adult. It's up to you, even teenager. Okay, so now we're going to take just a basic rectangle, and I'm going to also make scratch that. I'm going to make another line here so that we have it centered. Where's it? Right here. And then let's see. So that's going to be the waistline down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a guideline right there. And I love these guidelines, okay? They really help. I'm going to make it go right on the edge of the piece of paper right there. Okay. So now that we have the torso, I'm just going to know that there is going to be another section right here off the piece of paper, because that's my torso. So I want to make this maybe just a little bit higher. So we're going to make a rectangle here, and this is just going to be my chest, but I'm going to adjust it, okay? Okay, so then right here, okay, I'm going to, let's see, I am going to just use these two vector points right here, and they enlarge as you could see it. Just these two, and I'm going to take this shearing tool. Where is it? Oh gosh, I know it's here somewhere. So I get confused between this is rotate. I get confused between graphic and sometimes Illustrator, because there's two different kinds of, oh my gosh, two different kinds of, let me see here. I guess it goes like this. Let's test it. Nope. So, no. See? I have no idea what that is. Whoa. Okay, let's escape. Okay. That's not it. That's not it. Okay. There's got to be somewhere. Let's put this back. This is annoying me. Transform, shear. So let's see here. Any of these. You got me, you guys. You definitely got me. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this and push it in the middle. I was going to shear it equally, but I forgot. But anyways, is it in this one? Yes, it's in the rotate tool. Okay, I'm going to do that over again because I wanted to do it right. Here, you select the second arrow, you go into those 2 points, go into the rotation area, and you want to do scale. Hold your shift button and then go in. See that? And I want to go a little bit higher. So I'm going arrow up, arrow up, arrow up. Okay. Now, and I go in the second arrow and I see the second arrow right here, and I see these little random points here, and if they highlight all of them, then that's great. But if it doesn't highlight all of them, see? So you gotta touch it in the middle, and then they're highlighted, and what you want to do is do that, right? But if you just want to do one corner, then you gotta double click and do one corner on that one little circular. Let's do that again. Click anywhere on the object, double click that one, and it will just do that corner. Okay, if you want to do the whole thing, double click on the center, and then it will do all 4 points. Now, which I want to do because I want to smooth it out to make the shoulder like that. But then you'll have these 2 points on either side. Okay, so let's do that again. You see that there's only 1 point here and 1 point here. Now if you want to make it curved, you got to click in the center, activate those little points right here, and curve it out. But then you end up with 2 extra on that side, but I like that. Okay, So then I see that this needs to be sloped because normally your shoulders are not sloped. So let's activate those two vector points and use again the rotation. This one right here. That's, see, I activate the corner. Cancel. It showed the rotation. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold your shift button and then even more so the scale. Okay. So let's show you that again. Right here, it's going to show you options. And how do I activate that? Because sometimes, okay, hard press it. You got to hard press this little triangle corner right there. And you got your options there. So it can go rotate, hard press that little corner, scale, reflect, and shear. Okay, so I'm using scale. So now I made that slope shoulder. And now what I want to do is also, I'm going to work on the head next screen recording, okay? What I want to do is I want to connect the neck. Okay, and maybe I'm going to make this head a little bit bigger. And then I want to connect this neck with this torso here. So I'm going to go to path, and I don't see any of the path window here. So I'm going to open up path, LMNOP, Pathfinder right here. It's going to come out here in this little window. I could either just leave it here or pop it into that side so it's not bothering me. I highlight the neck and the torso, and I take this one and it says unite. So see that? It united. So I'm going to do that again. You see there's a line right here. That's a single box or rectangle, and then this torso. There's a line right here. Watch this disappear because it fuses it together once I hit unite. See? And now it's one whole piece. Now if I do that to the head, it's going to unite the head, but I don't want to do that because I want to design the head and the face and all that. Then I'll unite it later. Okay, so now I want to create the arms. I want to use the ellipse tool, which is basically the circle tool. And then I want to create the shoulder. And I just know that there is a rotator cuff right here, or a ball and socket. So I want to create something like this, but also copy and paste on your keyboard. Make an identical but smaller to make your forearm. And I know that there is a elbow joint right here. And then I'm going to create, I'm just going to make the hand, the hand. I'm already on that tool. Create that hand and put it right there. Connect that. And I'm just going to, so they're all separate pieces, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. And if I just go ahead and put it out like that, that's what it's going to look like. He or she is extending his or her arm out. So I don't want to do that. What I want to do is rotate this whole entire arm, place it like that, and that's going to make that arm look like it's down on its side. Don't want to do that either. I want to just kind of like make it look like it's confused, right? Like you put your arms out and you're like, what? Okay, so now I'm going to take this joint and rotate just these two. Okay, so I'm going to go like that and up like that, somewhere like that. And even more so, raise it up like that. And then this one, go like that. Oh my God. And then I'm going to put the fingers up later on. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And then not to reinvent the wheel, copy and paste on the opposite side, but we're going to flip it. And I believe it's in, gosh, I really don't recall how to flip because there is a box here that flips it. Is it in transform? I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't remember. Is it an appearance? No. See, like, I'm so used to graphic that it has those things back there. It has those things, so I don't have to worry about that. But now I'm just gonna flip it. I'm just gonna flip this the old school way by taking this side and just flipping it out like that. And I know there's shortcuts, but I don't have time because this is a screen recording. And make sure that, see this, as you highlight all of this, the first arrow, you just drag your mouse over it or your pen stylus pen, and you see that that is right there. I want to keep it that way because, you know, it looks better. If I had it like this, that would not look right. So I want to put this right here. And I want it to match, okay? All right, so I don't want to make it so obviously equal on both parts because people don't normally do that equally. So maybe like this. Maybe this is hyper bent. So yeah, that makes sense right there. Or you could, you know, make it go closer, you know, like so. Oh my gosh, I'm going to faint. And so, yeah, and then I'm going to make a little stick with a circle right here for the waist, like so. Go like that. And second arrow, bring these two vector points down like so. That looks more realistic to me. And then make it a little bit more wider here like so. And then I'm gonna fuse those. Pathfinder fuse, it's fused. And then oops, oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and object, path, and smoothify it. This is my favorite tool. Oh my gosh, my favorite tool, because you end up like smoothing it all and it looks more better. But when you do smooth it, it gives you more points. See, more points. And sometimes irregular because it doesn't have the equal amount of points here, depending on how this was situated, that this piece right here, so it's not equal. So maybe I can align it and then it'll be equal as let's see, object, path, smooth. And let's see if it does create it with the same amount of vector points on this side and that side. I doubt it. Yeah, it's still the same. Okay, it's not perfect, people. Okay, all right. So now that I really like this, I'm going to fuse everything together. So let's start off with fusing this arm. Boom. And fusing this arm. Boom. And then let's try fusing or smoothing everything out in object. Okay. Let's see how that works. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. Look at that. That is way too much. And I think I know what I did wrong here. I have got to fuse all of this. Boom. Like that. And then go object, path, smooth. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And it makes it look a little bit more, you know, the more smoother, the more blobby it's going to be. So don't overly smooth it. And then work your way in achieving each point once you get that. Like you could move that up or take the vector points and just sort of, you know, manipulate that way, or get rid of, go to your pen tool and get rid of points that you don't like, okay? To smooth it out like that. Okay, so again, this, I'm going to change this into a flesh color so that you could see exactly, well, no, that's not flesh color. So that you could see exactly the how it's created. Like, let me see swatches. No, not making me. It's not allowing me to, people. It's malfunctioning. Oh, here it is. Okay. Maybe if I want a little bit more orange, like so, more flesh color. Okay. All right. I like it. And you can see if I put an outline here on this one, let's just choose that color. Okay, if you see the outline, this needs to go to the front, so arrange to the front there so you can see the outline, and that will be I will work on the face, and these are, this is the torso, and now you know how it looks. I can clear the guides, smart guides. Let's see if I could, yeah, clear the window of the guides. How did I do that again? View. I know it's here. Smart guides. I don't, do I want to get rid of them? Hide the edges, hide the guides. Goodness gracious. It should have smart guides, and it should have somewhere here. Okay, right here. Hide the guides so that you can see. Sorry, that took me a long time. Okay, then I will show you and kind of like do that. And then I'm going to work on the body so I can definitely create something here. And see, this head is removable. And I mean, I could tilt the head also, but that's, you know, the chin is right here. So yeah, I mean, this is how I create it. So let's go, let's see if I can rewind and show you all the steps. That's how I did it. And then let's go rewind, rewind back and go back to the end here. Da 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 da. There you go. So let's go ahead and save this, and I'm going to save this on my desktop. So when I have the next form, and then I'm going to save it onto my Dr. Zhivago here, so that I can continue with this series, the series with developing your form into a digital format, vector format. Okay? All right. I hope that helps, and I will see you guys later. Again, don't forget to visit www.drzhivago.us or www.drzhivagoglobal.com, and my YouTube channel is www.youtube.com/at Dr.Zhivago. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing, and just watching. All right, everyone. I will see you soon. and stay tuned. Thank you for watching. All right, everyone.